What's up out there? We are back with some more Boneshatter, and this time I am back with my regular Boneshatter. Now, I have not upgraded this to Boneshatter of Complex Trauma yet. I've gone into the Labyrinth, done a few lab runs. I just can't get the damn thing. I did get the Boneshatter of Carnage one, which is the build that I worked on in the last video I did. I got burned out working on that. I did nothing but delve for like a week, and I got sick of working on it, so I took last weekend completely off. I played Escape from Tarkov, did some other things, played some other video games here and there, just got away from Path of Exile, came back at this on Monday. I leveled up. So it's funny when you're really grinding on something and you get down to just being burned out completely and you're just not interested in playing anymore, getting a level feels like it takes 3 hours to do. And then when you come back from a break, I leveled up. So level 89 to 90 on the Boneshatter of Carnage build took forever and it just wouldn't get done. And then level 90 to 91 was done like that. I was like, okay, well, that's cool. It was, felt like it took a half an hour instead of an hour and a half, which it just, I don't know. So I leveled that build up, and then I ran out of sulfite, and I thought, you know what, instead of using that build, I wanted to use this build to work on bossing. So I've come over here and I've been working on the Maven fight, all tier 14 and above maps. I've got all the different boss fights done here, so I just need the Chimera for the Formed fight. I need the Baron one for the Elder Slayers, and then I actually completed the Twisted fight. All those are done, every bit of it's done. So I've got, what is that, 4, 7, 10 boss fights down. And I've got a handful of splinters ready to go. I've got 8 splinters for this. I also went in and did a 4-way. I can't do a 5-way yet because I haven't unlocked it. And I've gotten a bunch of these chunks so we can do some of the bigger boss fights and stuff like that. Eventually, I'm going to work towards that. But that's what I've spent this week doing. Now, I did tweak in the course of using this character all week and working on all the different boss fights and stuff. I made some massive changes to this build, like super massive changes. In the last video, I talked about how I liked the Boneshatter of Carnage build that I followed went up this to the left side here instead of going to the right side, because there's a lot of life regen, there's a lot of armor and stuff over here. Like, there's some really cool things up in this upper left side that I just didn't get to going with the stuff that was over here. So basically what you do is come over to this dexterity node down here, come over to this. I picked up this life and mana leech because I just kept running out of mana. And then you come over here to precise technique and freedom of movement. Now, freedom of movement gives you phasing. And I think something I had was, I don't know, given phasing and all that. And then you come down here and take iron reflexes so that all your evasion goes into armor and stuff like that, which is great. That's actually not bad. However, it kind of, instead of using an armor piece for your chest, you really want to use, if you're going to take advantage of that, it's my understanding that you really want to use, let's see, one of these things here, like this leather that gives super high evasion. Like this one's got 1528 evasion. So then you can convert that to armor, then convert it to, I don't know, somehow it loops around and you get more out of it than you would if you just took straight armor out of that. So because you're converting evasion to armor and then re-adding armor to it, and I don't understand all the math of it. Like, I can't sit down and calculate it all out. So I know it kind of daisy chains around a little bit, but it's kind of, I don't know, a little bit beyond me without actually like sitting down and really trying to follow it. But it's my understanding that you want to use something like Zodiac leather or something like that, because you can get massive evasion off of it and then turn that massive evasion into a nice big armor loop and get a lot of armor out of it. Anyway, the other build that I'm doing, that Boneshatter of Carnage build, is basically going for all armor. So instead of having armor and evasion on this stuff, I need to just do all armor. And I'm slowly working my way there. Like, I've replaced my boots and my boots. My body armor has always been this majestic plate, because that's like the one that I've had. And I might try to re-roll this at some point. I'm not sure. This has got some really good stuff in it. I don't really want to mess with it. But I know I could get probably 1,500 armor out of that, 2,000 armor, something like that. You can get some pretty crazy high armor on here. One of these, yeah, this has got 1,600 armor. This one's got 1069. I thought like then this helmet I've got, it's got 1328 armor. Like I'm trying to work this helmet into here, but this helmet has 12% of fizz recouped his life, which is huge. That's really good. And I need to get that back on this one. So before I take this, but this has got a lot of armor on it. So I want to work that in, but I've completely rebuilt like a third of this whole build. So on the passive tree, we would have normally came over here and picked up Precise Technique, Freedom of Movement, or what I had was Precise Technique, Freedom of Movement. I had this little bit of Life and Mana Leech down here, and then I had Iron Reflexes. There might have been some other stuff that I had that I ditched along the way. I don't remember. I've made so many changes. I know that like Art of the Gladiator, this whole run right here, Master of the Arena Destroyer, this little segment here stayed. This all stayed down here. I believe this is normal. I did pick up on this node, the two-hand mastery. I took this one, which gives 10% increased armor per red socket in the main hand weapon and 10% increased evasion per green socket. And I've got basically 10% evasion and 50% armor for this. So that seems to be pretty good. We're working with 51,000 armor right now. I've got almost Chaos Res cap at 7. I'm 1% shy. I'm a little low on lightning res. Quite honestly, I could probably move some fire over to that and fix that, but you pop a flask and it's fine. So I took this. This gives me a little bit more armor. I focused a lot more on armor on this side. So did I change this one? That's one of the big changes that I made. So I took all this stuff off and I started working on things over on this left side. Now, I know one of the things that I did was to take this max fire res and change it to max cold res, and that is because my helmet has 6% of fizz from damage to hits taken as cold. So I switched that over because I don't have fire, so I made that change, recovered this point instead of taking, instead of +1 fire, lightning, and cold, I just took the cold one. So I also came off here around this wheel and this wheel. We came over here and picked all this stuff up out here. So what I did, because when you take Precise Technique, one of the things that I don't like about Precise Technique is that you have to have a higher accuracy rate than you do life. As soon as your life takes over, you lose 40% damage. This gives you 40% damage as long as your accuracy is higher than your max life. But then you can't really push your max life. At least I don't feel like you can, because every time I want to go take a life node over here, it pushes me over my accuracy and I lose that 40%. So I don't really like that. And this whole phasing thing, yeah, it's kind of cool and all, but I kind of like the recovery and armor methods of this side over here. So that's kind of the theme that I pushed into on this side. So one of the first things I did was this section here, and we come into attacks. I think it used to come up this way, and I ended up switching over and coming around this way. So basically this here gives 12% increased melee fizz damage, 12% increased damage with ailments if we have any ailments going on. We also get 16% increased fizz damage with two-handed melee and then some additional ailment. The big one was this here, this butchery one, which gives 25% increased fizz damage with two-handed melee weapons, and then damage with ailments. You get 5% increased attack speed, which is good, and plus 20 to strength. We also get another 16% increased fizz damage. We get 4% increased melee attack speed. I like having the increased melee speed. That feels good. And then we've got a little bit of strength. We got increased 4% increased max life, a little bit of all res. Come over here into Barbarism, which gives increased max life, max fire res, and +8 to fire res, and then another 4% max life and 3% to elemental res. So I also tied off of Juggernaut, took this other life and armor node, came off this way. We picked up 5% Ellie res. I think I had this diamond skin for a minute, and I ended up taking it out and robbing that point for something else, but that gives me 14% increased armor here, and then Spiked Bulwark gives you 28% increased armor and a 50 fizz damage reflect to melee attackers. Now, I don't care about the reflect so much, but the extra armor is what that other Boneshatter build used, and I liked this node. And as I got to looking, I noticed that this had a whole bunch of damage up here, and I was already coming through here anyway, or I was off in this neighborhood, so I recouped these points down here and just brought them up here and added them up and saved this. So Not a big deal. And then I also came out here to Slaughter. This gives you a bunch of 14% increased fizz with axes, 12% plus attack speed. Here's more 12% with 3% attack speed, another 12 with 3%. And then you finally end up, the thing I liked about Slaughter is it's got +5 to maximum rage. So not only do you get, let's see here, this one does not have attack speed. There's 3%, 6%, 9% attack speed there, with another 8%, so that's 17% increased attack speed with axes. So you're moving faster, you've got more max rage, you've got, I don't know how much the percentage of extra physical damage with axes is, but that's pretty good. I took something in here, I tried Blood and Sand, I didn't like it. So you can get 30% increased damage while in Blood Stance with this. The problem is you have to activate Blood Stance, you have to activate that stance twice, because the first time you activate it, it goes to sand, and then you have to activate it again to go to blood. So when you die, you got to activate it, wait for it to spin around, then activate it again. I think I tried that last league and I hated it, so I was not a fan of this and I kicked it out and I ditched that Blood and Sand crap. I got tired of that. I got some other things going to fix all that. So then I came up in here to this node because it's right here. Like, I'm right here. So there's life regen, and hardy, which gives 15% increased life regen rate and regenerate 1.8% of life per second. I also added this regenerate 50 life per second onto here. So big regen there. And let's see here. I think we already had the two-handed mastery. The axe mastery was already taken. Yeah, this was all taken. So another change that I had to make was, you know what? I don't even need Hard Knocks anymore. I don't think I need that int. I needed the int to get the Enlighten in there, so I think I can take that right back out. Now that I'm looking at this, I'll do that while I am staring at this. So we don't need that anymore. That's a point I could put somewhere else. We could go back to Diamond Skin or something. We could do Warrior Training, add melee strike range. Actually, there's some other stuff I'd like to take instead. But anyway, I needed that for the Enlightenment. I don't need it anymore, so I can pull that off. I did come down into this, melee area of effect and damage. So this gives you 10% increased melee damage with increased area of effect. Here's another 10 and 5. And then this here has melee skills have 20% increased area of effect. This doesn't really matter. I'm not worried about the area of effect, but because I was right at this node, I was able to take this attack mastery, which is monsters cannot block your attacks. I am trying this out. I feel like I whiff so much with this, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I did a little bit of reading, Googling here and there, and it sounds like if monsters can block your attack or might be able, I tried Resolute Technique where your hits can't be evaded. That didn't seem to help a whole lot. I came down here to this, and this seems better. This actually feels better. I kind of wouldn't mind taking Resolute Technique. So Resolute, I already have, on my offense side, I have a 100% chance to hit and a 96% chance to hit evasive monsters. So I'm basically almost there anyway. This would just finish that off. But then if the monsters block, I'm not sure what the difference between block and, I guess, evasion. I guess evasion's one stat and block's a different stat. You'd kind of think they were one and the same in some ways. But at any rate, I came into this side here because I could pick up this monsters cannot block attacks. So it feels better. I think that feels pretty good. So I took that. And let's see, we talked about that one. All of this is pretty much the same as it was before. But I also came up into this here, which gives 14% fizz attack, another 14%, and 30% increased attack physical damage with an overwhelm 20 fizz damage reduction. I don't know if that matters a whole lot, but the reason I took this was the mastery on this, which gives you 40% increased physical damage with skills that cost life. Now, you remember I said I had a ton of mana issues, so I solved that by using this and just life tapping everything. So everything costs me life now. So I've got life tap onto my totems. I've got arrogance onto precision, which I had before. So Leap Slam has got life tap. I put life tap onto Boneshatter, and our cast when damage taken already had life tap. And then we've got all our auras and everything. So I'm basically not using mana for anything. I think Rage uses mana, or Berserk. So Berserk uses 16 mana, and I've got 36. It's not that big a deal. And Rage. Oh, Rage uses life. So I don't have to worry about that. So in conjunction with all of these changes that I made on my passive tree, I came in here and like I said, I've been trying to revamp a lot of my armor or a lot of the boots and stuff, trying to get armor in there. I changed a bunch of things here, and I don't remember exactly what I changed, but I had a socket left on my glove, so I brought Blood Rage in and put that on my space bar. And then I've got Precision and Arrogance up here on the helmet. I think I moved that from the axe over to here. And then I had on my Leap Slam, I had Quick Attacks and Life Tap and something else. I ended up backing all that down so I can accommodate this. And then, of course, I put Life Tap on my Boneshatter. The other big change that I made was instead of just having Ancestral Protector, Ancestral War Chief, and Life Tap, I believe I had Maim support, or multiple totems, I should say. The Maims, I switched Maim out for Life Tap. That's what it was. And I think I had a helmet or something that did something with Maim. I don't remember, because I know maybe that was the other build. I thought it was this one. I thought I had something that did something with Maim. I don't know, whatever, it doesn't matter. I ended up 5-linking this, so now I've got Ancestral Protector, Ancestral War Chief, with multiple totem support, Life Tap, and Culling Strike. So I brought this Culling Strike support in here so I can try to mow stuff down as I go, and hopefully that works out. You get down to what, 10% or lower on life, and then you can just axe them. Literally axe them. So I've made significant changes across here. I made a mistake. So I had a 2020 Boneshatter, and I corrupted it, and it went to 19 of 20. So that didn't work out very well. And I've got another Boneshatter in the background. It's level 18. It's about to hit 19. Unfortunately, I don't have enough GCPs to take care of it. I've only got 10. So we're going to have to be dealing with that soon. But that reduced my damage. Do I have somewhere... I would put this. So I think we can do critical strike. So I could go into this critical strike stuff here. There's a lot of options that I have open. I kind of want to come over here to this Tribal Fury and try to take this non-vol strike skills, target one additional enemy. That seems really cool. We could get it here. I don't want knockback though. I think that's, we got one there. That's too far out of the way. I was thinking about going in and picking that up. The thinking was there. I don't have enough points. If I was going to take this to 100, I'd have 96, 7, 8, 9, and 100. I could do that. That was on the build previously. Let's see. We should probably take this one. Take Bannerman. Boy, I don't know. I don't know what else I would take. I kind of want to take this armor mastery of 100% increased armor from equipped boots and gloves because, well, that's boots and gloves. So I would, yeah, I don't know if I want to take that one or not. I was thinking it was that helmet that I could get massive armor on. Boy, I don't know. The other thing I like is that there's a lot of regen right here. Like there's 3 regen nodes here. I think there was some big regen somewhere up in here somewhere too. I know there's another pile of it over here. A lot of regen there. So it's nice to have all that extra regen just sitting there. Like just right off the beaten path, or right off the path. I don't even have to go off the beaten path, I should say. I'm probably overthinking it. I don't want to mess with this point right now. I don't want to deal with it. I'll leave it set. I do have a T17 map. I have no idea if I can survive this, and I've made a significant amount of changes to my build. Oh, and I also swapped out the, I got a basalt flask in here instead of whatever the one is that gives you the, evasion. I swapped that one out. So we've got this one in here. All right, let's do this. I don't think I'm going to survive this very well. I have never seen a tier 17. I have not, on my playthrough, I've not seen a tier 17 map. And I'm going in with a point that I should have put on something, but we'll see what happens here. See how this survives. I figured I would do this on, I need to change this back to here. There we go. I got another project. Oh, that took a lot of damage off. What the hell was that? Oh, is this all accompanied with bosses? This looks like it's accompanied with bosses. I had some other bright idea. I don't know if I'm going to follow through with it or not. What the hell am I killing? You know what? I should try to find the boss in this thing instead of trying to kill stuff. We're actually surviving a lot better than I thought. Let's get out of here. I don't know where the boss is. I should probably take that prismatic skin. Of course, I don't have... I'm actually surprised this is going so well. I didn't really mess with anything. I didn't try changing the map. I just took it as it was. So, well, it was going good. All right, that's one death. Let's see if we can go find the boss real fast. That's what I should be doing, is just trying to get to the boss. I can survive this. And, you know, one of the things that I considered doing was scavenging parts off of this build for that other Boneshatter build, and I'm glad I didn't. I'm really glad I didn't bother doing that, because now I'm more happy with this build. Ooh, got an Exalted out of that. That's nice. Ah, shh. Okay, that kind of came out of nowhere. You know what? Let's just drop this right in here. Just because... if I'm dying to resistance problems, I won't have that problem here. I need to probably take that one where corrupted blood can't be inflicted or something. I don't know if that's an issue or not. Need to grab those. Yep, get away, get away. Let's see if we can go find the boss real fast here. I have no idea what I'm looking for in here. This is my bossing Atlas passive. So it's not got anything crazy on here. Although Jeez. Well, these tier 17s are pretty bad on their own. There's a boss type place there. Let's see if we can clear some of this stuff out. Oh. Don't die. Do not die. Nope. Oh, there's stairs, so that's not a boss type place. Okay. It is a boss type place. And I have no idea what this thing does, but it kills me. Well, that didn't last very long. Okay, so, tier 17s. I am not ready. I'm definitely not ready. I don't know what this thing does. We're doing alright damage, I guess. Oh, that thing just annihilated me. Okay. And we've already burned up almost all of these things. No, I don't feel too bad about the damage. I'm getting hurt horribly, but... alright. Yep, that about killed me. I can't do that again. He goes fast with that, too. Here. Yeah. Okay, so there's tier 17 map. I am totally not ready for this at all. Although I've gotten a quarter of his health off, I guess I should feel good about that. That hurt. And we're dead. And that's it. There goes my tier 17 attempt. Way away from being able to handle that. But I wanted to do it while I could record it, because I didn't want to just try it and then be like, hey guys, I tried this tier 17 map and it sucked. I wanted to actually show how badly it sucked. So at any rate, that is the build that I've got going so far. And I actually think I will league start this next league. I think this will be my league start. What I end up, however I end this up, is going to be how I league start. I did consider, because you can come down this way with strength, because I'm going to come over this way anyway, we could come on, so you get 20 to armor and 16 life, then a couple strength nodes here. You can start off with 16 life and 16% increased melee fizz damage, and then you get a couple of strength bonuses here. I might come off of this way and then pick all this stuff up, because you get some armor and life regen early on. You get increased attack speed with Born to Fight and stuff like that. Like, I would normally pick up these nodes first in the first 10 or 12 levels, whatever it is, And I would be really considered to try to come around here. I kind of want to, I'm not sure. Because I know once you get into here, like this kind of went in some weird dog leg or something. I might even be like take this node and put it over here. That way all this connects and I don't have to go this route here. I'd free up a couple of nodes. I thought about doing that. That's what I should have done, is put that point there and then freed this point up. Because, I don't know, some of these points are a little bit redundant, and then I could have had, it doesn't matter. Like whether the point's here or the point's here, it doesn't really matter, but it would make this more of a loop. And I don't know for whatever it's worth. Depends on whatever I want to get to first. This is probably the stuff I would get to later. And this stuff over here would probably be the more sooner type stuff. Although this would be later, I don't know. Anyway, massive changes to this build. I need to get more life out of it. I think it was pushing 3,800 life. So I'm down on life with 3,600. But if I can get better, and that, well, my boots changed. My boots might have had better armor. Or life, I'm sorry. This only had +8 life. If I can get this helmet in, this will be nice. But at any rate, made a bunch of changes to this. Oh, I forgot I got that in an Exalted. I didn't want that flask, but whatever. So anyway, a lot of changes to this build. Hopefully we can work this out a little bit better and get into some tier 17s and defeat that. That's tough. Whatever that was sucked. It was hard, but I can at least take the map. You know what I mean? And I did a quarter of the damage. So if I could have more damage and a little bit more life sustain, I would be far better off. So anyway, that will do it for this video. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.